Alright, so here we are again with Apple against Greeks, set against Hades on Alfheim. So we're going to see right now how Apple chooses to play a set. Already, you have to make a decision straight away, a set, about whether you want to use vision straight away to see if you can spot animals on the map, or if you want to save it for other uses, like finding a good shifting sands once you hit the classical age. And it looks like Apple does appear to be saving his shifting sands. Greeks on the other hand, it's not much of a decision, but I guess some players like to use Sentinel straight away around their TC. I'm not a big fan of it, but yeah. So we see pretty standard things going on. We see 5 on food for Greeks, hunting dogs. He's got 3 elk at the start, though these 3 elk aren't quite going to be enough for him. So he's going to have to find his second hunt spot soon. And he's scouted around his back, so he's not found his second hunt spot yet, but he might just about find some 3 deer here. 3 deer. Yeah, but 6 animals. Not really. It's kind of not quite enough, having 6 animals, not quite enough to reach classical age. So hopefully we can see Greeks find his Auroch on this map, which have spawned here. Alfheim sometimes gives you Auroch, sometimes it doesn't. Meanwhile, Apple is looking around with his priest for animals to convert, and he finds the wolves here. It takes him a while, but he does get there, and having these wolves is going to be really nice for the shifting sands because they do a lot of damage. Yeah, I know Apple is one of those players that really likes to use shifting sand very, very aggressively, shifting his Wadget, shifting his animals right on top of the opponent's villagers and killing as many as he can, often sacrificing the Wadget in the process. I know that's how Apple likes to play, so picking up these wolves would definitely help them out since they do so much damage. In terms of mashups, Hades against Set, Hades sort of suffers from not having Ceasefire, which makes the matchup a little bit tricky in my opinion. Ceasefire is really, really good to have against Set because you can block very nasty Shifting Sands powers or use it for Ancestors. Being able to block Ancestors with Ceasefire is really, really, really good. It's just really good. But Hades doesn't have that. Hades does have some other things going for him though, like Sentinels being able to defend pretty good against any early sort of base aggression Set has, or just being able to use it on a forward TC if he takes one, and make it really, really hard to push in, especially if he wall chips the Sentinels. And also the stronger buildings fits in really well with the game plan of Hades to just sort of defend and boom until late game, where he should eventually beat Set. He's also got the shades, which are really nice, like getting 20% of the soldiers you lose back as shades. Really, really good. The shades are just incredibly good units. They're really tanky. They do quite a bit of damage, and they only cost 1 population. So yeah, despite not having Ceasefire, I'd say Hades still is an okay god against Set. And over here, it looks like Greeks has found the priest of Apple and is going to be trying to bash away at the priest while it takes this wolf. I'm not sure how much progress Greeks is going to be able to make on the priest. Now the hyena is also coming back, and once this wolf is here, there's going to be 3 units that are going to be forcing off this Kataskopos off of the priest. So yeah, now there are 2 animals here. This Kataskopos can't really stick around any longer to give this priest any trouble. So the priest is going to be able to get out all these animals without any issue. But after that, there isn't really much to convert on Alfheim. Yeah, the Aurochs are being taken now. Maybe you could try to sneak in Greeks' Aurochs. I don't know if he scouted it. No, Greeks actually hasn't scouted his Aurochs yet, so he doesn't know where they are. It's really bad for him. Like, these villagers here, they would really, really be happy going down here, taking the Aurochs, but instead we see the scout not scouting, but instead hitting the priest. Not going very well. So it looks like Greeks has a really tough... It's going to have a really tough time advancing. He's only got 300 food right now. He's got 3 villas, and he's got these 7 villagers that were hunting the deer, just walking around. So we see here that not finding the Aurochs, really big deal. There were only 6 animals. And that's going to mean a really, really late advance for Greeks. And these Auroch over here, Apple might take them later with his priest. And that's going to be a really, really huge win for him. That's like a 2,000 food swing, just like being able to steal these Aurochs if it's possible. This late advance is also really scary for Greeks, since he's going to have to deal with the aggressive shifting sands, and if he advances this late, he just might not have anything to kill the Wadjet. He will have sentinels to help defend his base, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. We see Apple. He's almost through set. He looks like he'll be advancing at about 444, while Greeks is still in the archaic age. He's just barely got the food to advance now, so he'll be advancing about 45 seconds later than Apple. That's 45 seconds where Apple's Wadjet has basically free roam over Greek space, if Apple does choose to use the aggressive shifting sands. And like I said, the Aurochs now, found by Apple, being converted by the priest. Unfortunate that the Sentinels is blocked. And we see shifting sands come out now. All these animals over here. We see a wolf as well. These two, this wolf here could be helping, but it's not. But man, all these villagers being picked off. And so much idle time being forced. Really devastating shift. We look here. Two villagers picked off. These and all these villagers just being idle for so long. The Wadjet is going to survive this, unless that is if Apple gets the Wadjet out, and all these animals as well. And keep in mind that the Wadjet does regenerate, and of course, like being Eggy, you have your priest to heal the Wadjet, but this Wadjet, like it's just two villagers for nothing now, and a load of idle time. Really good for Apple, and he's already got his second town center up, so Apple is just really far ahead. He's going to have way more villagers than Greeks from this early shifting sands, picking off two villagers, as well as getting this town center up so fast. Now looking at the resources, Greeks, he has the resources to get another town center, but his food economy looks really tight. It's going to be really tight. Now he's not going to be able to make vills. Well, yeah, he can make a Chiron, so it's not like he has idle TC time, but this TC coming up so late, that's not good. Over here, we see this sentry tower has spotted the Wadjet and this gang of animals, so Ajax should be coming over here and should be able to take out this Wadjet without any issues. And now that the Wadjet sees Ajax and the Minotaur coming, I guess they're going to be getting out. Or not. They're going to be fighting this. Yeah, there's no way this Wadjet's going to escape. But man, just look at how much damage this Minotaur is taking. These animals do so much damage. So if we look here now, Apple's already he's already 4 villagers up. Maybe 4.5, 5, I don't know. But he's had his second TC up for way longer than Greeks. And yeah, now he's 5 villagers up. Greeks has gotten his second TC up, but he doesn't have the food to make villagers from it. Meanwhile, Apple, he looks to be gathering food really comfortably. He's stealing Greeks' Aurochs as well and eating them, so that's a 2,000 food swing right there. Like, that's 1,200 food being denied from Greeks and 900 food into the mouth of Apple. Even more if his Pharaoh is empowering it, but his Pharaoh isn't, since he's using it over here. Yeah, 12,100 food swing. Really massive. And that means Apple is going to be going to the Heroic Age right now, very soon, while Greeks is still stuck in the Classical Age without really anything to show for it. He doesn't have any he doesn't have a third town center. He doesn't have much more army. Eco-ups, he doesn't have any eco-ups either, so yeah, Greeks is just really behind. He's behind in vills massively, and he's going to be down Classical Age to the Heroic Age. And a big part of that is just because he wasn't able to find the Aurochs and age up quickly. Though if he did find the Aurochs, I imagine it might have gotten shifted on anyway, which would have been pretty nasty. But yeah, not finding these Aurochs really hurts. Now we see Nephthys being researched for Apple. He's going to be through Nephthys at about 8:40. I'm not sure how. About 8:30, which is a really fast heroic time. Really fast for 2 town centers. 8:30, that's really good. And for eco-ups, he's not got any eco-ups either, but I guess he'll be getting them soon. So so we see Apple choosing to favor the slightly faster heroic time over getting eco-ups. Getting eco-ups sooner will get you more resources in the long run than trying to get heroic first. But then the nice part about getting heroic is that you can get your Migdal out nice and early before your opponent has as much army as they would to deny it. And looks like that is going to be happening. These guys are going to be ready to build a Migdal right over here as soon as Apple is up. And Greek's army is all the way back here. Well, he doesn't have much of an army, and not going to be in position to do anything about this Migdal. Choosing to build a bit further back, a bit safer, which I like. Yeah, if you build it that far forward, it might be a bit greedy and you might get punished. So I guess this is a better decision. Apple's also got these two animals sort of around here to give him vision. Now he's moving them a bit more forward to see if Greeks is coming in with anything. And this Migdal is going to get up now without any issues. So this gold man is going to be safe. Apple's got his gold secured. He's got a big eco lead and he's in heroic. Yeah, just look at this. 9 villager lead. Oh no, it's only 6. But yeah, it was a 8 villager lead and being in the heroic age. Now being in the heroic age, that's about 4 villagers of training time as well. So it's just absolutely massive how much bigger Apple's eco is than Greek's. Usually you see the Greek player have the better eco in this matchup, but in this case, nope, it's the set player who has it with a really good, efficient build order and not having any problems finding his hunt and even being able to take his opponents. You see the chariot archers come out now. And also, I'm guessing he really should be getting hand axe soon. Yeah, he is getting it. So Apple is going to be able to get a nice army and just establish himself on the map. Be able to take these town centers with the help of ancestors. Hey, that rhymes. And just do set things and be able to push in on here and just have a really smooth game, it seems. In the meantime, he's going to be looking for some targets with these chariots maybe to go raid, since they are really fast and long ranged. You can get a lot of free pickoffs with the chariots a lot of the time. You see Apple now moving forward with his Pharaoh and 6 villagers. He's going to grab this town center. He's got the support of some chariot archers and a scorpionman. And Greeks actually has less population than Apple. Wow. So he's in the classical age and he has less population, so Greeks is really far behind. I guess that's what happens if you don't find the hunt over here. Looking back at Apple's point of view, Apple actually also seems to have done a much better job, not just on hunt but on cows. As we can see, Apple he hasn't made a single farm yet, while Greeks he's made how many farms? He's invested into 15 farms, so that's like 2,200 resources in farms, which explains the difference in population despite Apple being in the heroic age and having a 3rd town center. Yeah, this really shouldn't be the case in this matchup. It's usually the Greek player that has more population, since he's the one that stayed classic and doesn't have heroic age yet. See a bit of a skirmish here. There's sort of no reason for Apple to fight this really. He has to be careful about losing the Scorpion Man. I guess that's gonna happen. The Scorpion Man isn't surviving. That was a little bit of a win for Greeks, but he's still really far behind. And eventually, Apple's gonna start coming in. He's not started making siege towers yet, but it's gonna happen soon. Look at these crocodiles. They've got 16 attack. Man, that's so huge. These Hippicons, they only got 10 attack. These Hippicons got nothing on these crocodiles. Set animals are just so strong. You see the markets being established now. Apple getting a trade going. His eco is just going to get bigger and bigger. He's got good eco ups. He is missing Shaft Mine though. That's what I would like to see. While Greeks, yeah, Greeks is also pretty similar in eco-ups, but just look at the villager difference. Another villager down. Yeah, and there's a 10 villager difference right now. Apple is so far ahead. So far ahead. Bit of a skirmish happening in here. Again, Apple doesn't have any reason to fight this, but then he can just run his chariots away. I mean, they are pretty fast and not take too much damage. Typically, they are faster than the chariots by 0.5 speed, but then, I mean, it's not that much faster, just 0.5 speed faster, so the chariots are going to be able to escape into the safety of these arrow fires and be able to shoot back. Now, maybe pick off a few Toxitates as well, so yeah, that's part of the reason why chariots are so good. They're fast, long range. You can shoot at the enemy and then just retreat back into the tower. You see ancestors coming down. Greeks really needs to back off here. There's absolutely no reason to be fighting the ancestors. I feel like it was a bit early. Apple doesn't actually have any siege to follow it up, but the ancestors definitely means that these Toxitates, these slow Toxitates, aren't going to be able to hold, and all these Toxitates are definitely going to fall. Greeks is choosing to fight this. He's choosing to fight the ancestors. That's really sketchy. He's going to be losing a lot of units. I don't see this fight going well for Greeks. These are free units. These ancestors, these minions. It's not a small number of minions either. It's 13 minions. That's a lot. Now he's moving out to the middle of the map. See, mercenaries come out as well for Apple. They're going to try and help out in the fight. The ancestors mostly they have fallen, but there's a huge bulk of chariots here, and he's got 2 Migdals producing both cavalry and chariot archers, as well as a TC producing mercenaries. He should be able to come out ahead in this fight, and now he's going to be putting the pain on Greek's gold. Moving out to this gold mine, it's not secure. I guess Greeks just didn't expect to be losing this fight. Now all these mercenaries, they're going to fall now due to their lifespan, but yeah, look at them, 228 health. They've done their job. They picked off more Toxitates than they've cost. Now this gold mine is going to be knocked off. Greeks does still have a gold mine here, but having to walk all these villagers back, that's a lot of time, and Greeks taps out. So there we go, the power of Set. Even on a map like Alfheim, with not that much hunt, Set incredibly powerful. Well, and also, yeah, the not finding the Auroch here, really painful for Greeks. A bit unlucky with the scouting, but also maybe it was better for him to not be attacking the priest over here and just continue scouting the map, and maybe find the Aurochs. Also, another thing is that maybe, like, I noticed that when at the start of the game, when Greek scouted his base, he was scouting behind his base with his scout. And I feel like that should have been a job done that he could have done with the cows, so he could scout more aggressively and get more scouting done with the Cascopus. I guess this just goes to show the importance of scouting. Set, of course, he has an easy time scouting with his hyena, and then once he starts converting the wolves, that's just even more scouts. So he has easy information over the whole map. While Greek has good scouting, but the scout kind of got caught up in harassing the priest. Also, just really smooth good macro by Apple. Really good build order execution. So if you look at the heroic time, that's 825. That's really fast heroic time for a 2-town center set. Granted, he didn't get the eco-ups until after heroic, but that's a really good heroic time. And if you look at all resources total, we see Set overtaking the Greek player at 7 minutes in, which is insane because Egyptians, they start with 1 less villager and they have worse gather rates. But part of this is because Apple was able to get his second TC up so much sooner, and also the fact that he was hunting. He was hunting instead of having just like 15 villagers crowded around a small pack of berry bushes. He was hunting the whole time. He had cows as well. I believe more cows than Greeks did. So well played to Apple here, and a little bit unlucky for Greeks not finding out about his Auroch.